Ready to dominate at the plate? Blast Baseball is trusted by more major league and college teams than any other hitting solution. The Blast sensor attaches to the knob of any bat, providing real-time feedback with every swing. Go to blastmotion.com and enter code NOWD1 at checkout to save $25. All right, everybody, it is 9 o'clock. Let's get right into it. We do this show every Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitter Spaces. I'm Alan Gay, and this is Now D1 Speaks. Got a really great show tonight, man. We've got a 25 uncommitted. He's out of the state of North Carolina. It's Caden Parks. Hey, Caden, are you with us?
Yes, sir, I am.
Hey, man, I am so happy you're here. Really looking forward to tonight. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Maybe tell us what high school you go to, travel team you play with, what your GPA is. And, man, how'd you get into baseball?
All right. Well, my name's Caden Parks. I'm a 2025 grad at West Cabarrus High School. I play for Charlotte Aggies travel team and the 5-star Top Prospects 2024 travel team. And I have a GPA of 3.8 right now. And when I was younger, I really got into playing. I would always want to go out to the backyard and hit wiffle balls or have my dad throw to me. It was just something I really enjoyed and that I always wanted to do. And so my dad signed me up to play one day, and I just fell in love with it.
Man, I love it. That's the story I hear all the time. That's my story. That's my son's story. You know what I mean? It's the dads introducing you to the game. But I got to tell you, one of the things that you just said that I absolutely love is the wiffle ball. You never really outgrow the wiffle ball, man. It's so much fun trying to throw all the crazy pitches and so forth. You got the giant bat. Wiffle ball is a lot of fun. Got to say, I love that.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I still play it now.
Hey, the travel ball team that you play for, the Charlotte Aggies, and is it two teams, Charlotte Aggies and the 5-star Top Prospects, or is that the same team?
It's two different teams, different organizations.
Okay, I got you. All right. Well, I want to know, is your summer season going pretty well?
Yeah, it's been going pretty well. I mean, we've won a bunch of games. We've come up short a couple of times, but we've been winning games. We've been having fun. So, I mean, it's been a great summer season so far.
Hey, man, that's what it's all about. It's amazing how quickly it goes by. So let me ask you something, Cade. What positions do you play? And really, what is your strengths and maybe a couple things you're just kind of working on?
So mainly I'm a catcher. I like working behind the plate, but I can also play middle infield or third base. You know, I developed the glove work for that too. Some of the strengths that I feel like I have is behind the plate, working through the ball and working it back in the strike zone to steal strikes. I feel like I've gotten pretty good at that. I've worked really hard on that. I think hitting-wise, I can hit pretty efficiently. I'm pretty consistent. I can hit for high average, and I also feel like I have a good bit of pop when it comes to that to go along with it.
Okay, fantastic. So give us some measurements. Like, what's your height and weight?
I'm 5'8", 155 right now.
Okay, perfect. And I tell you what, the catching, I love what you were just talking about. I mean, catching is so technical. You know what I mean? And I really love the way the game's kind of developed behind the plate, especially once they kind of brought in the strike zone camera. You know, as you're watching the major league games, I mean, you can absolutely see what the strikes are. And I absolutely love the way the guys start low and come up to catch. I mean, it's such a nice, smooth move. Is that something that you work on a lot?
Oh, it's all the time. I have different drills that I like to do with resistance bands, with catching, and a little miniature glove and wiffle balls smaller wiffle balls to work on making sure the movement's right and that it's smooth and making sure it's all fluent.
Heck yeah, Kate. And everybody loves all the measurements. What about pop time? Anything like that where you've gone to any of the showcases and they've measured it?
Yeah, I've thrown a 193. I've thrown a 2.01. And consistently right now, game-wise, I've clocked every single ball that I've thrown. I'm sitting consistently at 2.05 right now.
That's outstanding. That's really, really good. How about any velo on the throwdowns? Do they have that as well?
Yeah, I've most recently I've thrown a 80-mile-per-hour velo from behind the plate, and then another camp that I was at, I threw a 77-mile-per-hour velo behind the plate.
That's fantastic, man. That's outstanding right there. Nothing wrong with that. And you're at 25, so you are going into your junior year. Just completed your sophomore year.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's fantastic. So you're around 16?
Yes, sir. I just turned 16 in May.
All right, well, congratulations. That's a big deal. Did you get your driver's license?
I did.
All right. Hey, man, I'm proud of you there. No, that's no joke. That's a big step forward. Hey, everybody that's kind of jumping in here and listening, thank you so much. We absolutely appreciate it. If you did get in late, don't worry about it. We record this space, and one of the reasons that we record it is so that we can retweet it out later. Tonight, we're talking with Cade. He's a 25. He is from North Carolina. He's uncommitted. So, Cade Parks, let me ask you something. What is it that you do to really stay motivated, to kind of keep pushing yourself and to just get better?
I mean, seeing everybody else succeed just makes me want it a whole lot more, especially with seeing the draft these past couple of days. It's just made me realize that that's what I want. I want to be there. I want to have my name called. And I feel like the working hard is going to go straight towards that. And if I don't work hard, I'm not going to get there. If I work hard and I give it my all, eventually I'm going to get there and get my name called.
Man, I love that, and that's a great attitude for everything you do in life. Doesn't really matter if that's applying to your schoolwork, or it's applying to a job later in life, or it's just applying to your friends, taking care of the housework around the home, whatever it is, man. If you're just giving it your all, it's incredible what good will come from that. So, hey, man, that's a great attitude, and that's an attitude that you can carry everywhere in your life. Hey, I have to imagine somebody that's been playing baseball with a wiffle ball in the backyard with his dad for many, many, many years. That's kind of how you got kicked off. You have to have had a lot of memorable moments and big achievements. If you could really kind of think of one in particular, what would it be? And more importantly, just kind of give us a sense of really what did you learn from that?
Um, a couple of years ago, I think it was 11U or 12U. It was on my birthday. We were playing in a tournament, and on the day, I ended up going 6 for 6 with 5 doubles and a home run. And then on top of that, I pitched a complete game with only giving up 3 hits and 1 run. And I feel like I learned that stuff's gonna happen if it's meant to happen. So I mean, the stars aligned. It was my birthday. It was a special occasion, and it just all worked out for me. So I feel like if stuff's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If not, then oh well, it wasn't meant to happen.
Man, what a massive birthday that was. That was a huge deal. And so, all right, so your birthday's in May. And, if you're playing 11U, 12U, was that a travel game or that sounds like that's probably more like Little League or something like that. And that had to be toward the end of the year. Would that be toward the end of a Little League season?
It was a travel ball, so I think it was kind of middle of the season because I don't think school ball had really started off yet because we were too young. So it was
Gotcha.
it was I think towards the middle of the season.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, that's a big deal. That's travel ball. So, I mean, all of a sudden you jump out there and go 6 for 6, 5 doubles, and hit one out. I mean, that is just a massive game. I tell you, the thing that you learned was it's not so much that if the stars align, you probably learn that you really have it in you, and you know that you've got something special, and it probably got you fired up, and you want to see where it can take you.
Yeah, that too. I think you're right on that one.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. That is so cool. I'm sure your family was fired up after that game. So let me ask you something. Your GPA 3.8. That's outstanding GPA. You're already 2 years into your high school academic career. 3.8 is fantastic. So how have you been able to kind of balance all of your academic work with your athletic schedule?
I mean, just staying focused in the classroom, just trying to get as much work done as I can, maybe even doing a little bit extra for other classes when I finish the classwork for the class that I'm in. And if something happens and I have homework or I end up having too much work and there was some left over, then I'll do it right after practice or right before a game so that I make sure that I can get it in and that I make sure I stay on track for not having anything missing or falling behind on any of my work. I do my best to make sure I don't let that happen.
Hey man, that's a great attitude. Just as the work comes along, go ahead and get it knocked out, have it done so that you don't have to worry about it later. And it's not something that's kind of weighing on you as you start playing a game. I mean, that's a great attitude. I love that. Hey, again, everyone that's joining, thank you so much. We absolutely appreciate it. I mentioned earlier that we record this space, and one of the reasons we record it is not only to retweet it, but we publish this as a podcast. It's the Now D1 Speak Show. It's on every major platform that's out there. I can tell you there's a lot of coaches that are absolutely subscribing to this show. They listen to it. They follow it. I think it's a great format for them. It kind of allows coaches the opportunity at their own leisure to jump into whichever podcast hosting forum that they use, and they can kind of scroll through the names, scroll through the positions, and pick and choose who they want to listen to. And one of the incredible things about this particular forum is, hey, college coaches, they're only going to go out and see guys that absolutely have the ability to play. That's who they're going to recruit. They're going to recruit guys that have ability. The one piece that they're always really interested in and they're maybe not quite sure about is what their makeup is all about. What kind of guys are they going to be off the field? And I just think this forum presents an opportunity to really kind of showcase who you are off the field. It's a real world environment. You know, it's an interview. It's live. This is not taped. There's no editing. You don't go back and change anything. It's just very, very real. And it gives guys just like Cade an opportunity to say, hey, this is what I've been able to accomplish. You know, Cade's young. You're at 25. I mean, you just completed your sophomore year. You got a great GPA. You've already had some big moments on the field. You're a well-established catcher. You're already putting up really, really good numbers from 1.93 to 2.05 in regards to pop. You got great arm strength, throwing upper 70s pretty consistently. I mean, you've got a lot going in the right direction. And so that ability is there. And this just kind of gives coaches the opportunity to say, hey, what's Cade like kind of off the field? So this is a great opportunity. Now I got to say, you know, personally, Cade, I just want to tell you, you're absolutely doing a really, really good job. And I appreciate you being here this evening.
I appreciate you letting me be on the show. It really means a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you something. There's got to be, kind of thinking about, you know, there's got to be a lot of coaches and players that you really kind of come in contact with over your baseball career that have been very influential in helping you to develop. Could you talk about any of them?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I could go on and on, but some of the ones that really stand out and that have helped me more than they know has been David Darwin. I mean, he was my coach for 4, 5, 6 years. I can't even remember. He was coaching me for so long. He's just helped me so much with catching, hitting, with everything. He played minor league baseball for the Cleveland Indians. He was in their organization. Another name that has really helped me lately has been Laz Santos in Charlotte. He's really helped me catching wise. I mean, he's helped blocking, being extra mobile, and glove work. And then Coach Jackson, he's really helped me with getting recruited and getting my name out there and getting me exposure and playing good tournaments where I'm going to get looked at and where I'm going to get noticed. And I got to say that my dad, he's just been with me the whole way through my baseball career. I mean, like I said earlier, he threw wiffle balls to me. He would always throw to me. He's just been the best dad that I could ever ask for helping me with baseball. It's done so much.
Man, that's impressive. Hey, that's a great name recognition. Absolutely giving credit to the guys that have been helping you. And I love the dad piece, you know, and I guess that kind of touches my heart in a special way because I'm a dad, right? And it means the world to the dads to hear their sons really just kind of speak from the heart. and just absolutely say, hey, my dad's the best dad that he could absolutely be. He turned me onto a game that I really love. He supports me in everything that I'm doing. That kind of stuff means a lot, Cade. I mean, that was a big time comment. So let me ask you something with David Darwin. How did you get in touch with David originally? It sounds like that he was one of your coaches 5, 6 years. I mean, did he just, and I hate to bring back up Little League, but was it one of these things that he was just a Little League coach or a travel coach to begin with, and you just were fortunate to be connected with him, or did somebody kind of introduce you to him?
I mean, he runs Concord Athletics baseball in Concord, North Carolina. So I think he's also over the Northwest Recreational League, which I played when I was younger. And so when I got older, I went into his organization and played for the team that his son was playing on. So I played with him for, I don't even know how long. It was a good bit of years. So he was there. He had a facility, he had a field, and he's helped me so much along the way.
Man, I love it. Isn't it incredible? I mean, the baseball community is such a fraternity, and there's so many guys out there that have a wealth of knowledge. And then when you can come across one of those guys that have that knowledge that really want to also help other guys, I mean, it's just special. I mean, it's really impressive. He sounds like a really, really impressive guy. And I got to say, Coach Jackson, I think that's Coach Sanchez Jackson. I mean, he has got a phenomenal reputation. I mean, you're playing with somebody that could absolutely put you in touch with the guys that you want to be in touch with to get to the next level. I mean, he's a high character guy. He's a high energy guy. He's got a great reputation. I'll tell you what, Cade, you have absolutely surrounded yourself with some top notch people. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. He has done a lot for me. I mean, he calls all the time. We call him all the time. It's just, he's just as close as family now. I mean, he's done so much for me. I mean, he's great to talk to. He's good at running a baseball team. Like, he just does so much, and I really appreciate that from
Hey,
him.
man. Hey, that is so cool. I love listening to that. I can absolutely appreciate that. Hey, what is it that you do to get ready for a game? Do you have any, do you have any like pregame rituals, or do you just like a particular routine, or do you just kind of whatever happens, happens, and I'm just ready to go out there and ball?
I mean, before I even get to the field, I kind of like to get in the zone, like listening to music, or like not like psyching myself out or getting too excited, but just like making sure I'm in the right mental space to perform well and do the best that I can. And right before warm-up start, I like to get in contact or start talking with my pitcher, make sure, see how he's feeling, stuff like that. And then I like to go and do my band work to make sure my arm feels loose. I like to do my hip stretches and my leg stretches to make sure that I'm as mobile as I can be behind the plate. I also like to take batting practice, but I don't like taking a huge amount of swings. I just like making sure that my swing's on for the day and then rolling with it. And then after all that, I'll start throwing with my pitcher, letting them work in and out as fast or as slow as they want to, making sure they feel good and making sure that, pitches are on, or if they're off, then I need to call something else, and just like trying to make sure that the thinking is there and like knowing what I'm supposed to do before a game.
Man, I tell you what, I hope all the guys that are listening to this that are not catchers absolutely appreciate everything that Cade was just describing. I mean, it's really remarkable the pregame work that a catcher goes through. Take out what you have to do during the game, the physical beating, the mental awareness. I mean, just the game itself kind of wears you out. But what you have to do before the game, I mean, it's really incredible. You're thinking about, in particular, two people all the time. You're thinking about the guy that's going to be on the mound, and you're thinking about yourself because you got to get yourself ready too. And there's not, honestly, that's the only position on the entire field that's got to be concerned about two people. Everybody else is trying to get themselves right to get out of the mound. So I'm going to tell you guys, if you're listening, anyone that is listening to this, just kind of, hey, before and after every game, you ought to go up to your catchers and kind of pat them on the back. Say, hey, job well done. Absolutely appreciate what you're doing. Because I guarantee you, Cade, you probably make it look pretty easy when you're out there. And maybe some of these other guys don't absolutely realize what it is that you're going through. And, so I think that speaks a lot for you. I got to tell you, you're right, though. When you're stretching and getting loose, you got to get those hips right. I mean, there's a lot of work you have to do, honestly, to get yourself in a good position before you ever start catching a game. And it sounds like that's what you're doing. That's really, really impressive stuff right there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, let me ask you something. I know you've only got a couple of tournaments left here over the summer. Before you start fall baseball in high school, kind of give me a sense of what it is that maybe you would like to accomplish. If there's just one thing that you wanted to check off, and then a little bit longer, really, what are your goals over the next 2 to 5 years?
I mean, hit the weight room really hard, just to put on a little bit extra pounds because I feel like I have a smaller build. So I need to get stronger. I need to get bigger and make sure that I keep all my skills up and I'm working on everything as much as I can, being the best that I can. And so hopefully, not hopefully, but that's going to transfer into the fall season, make sure that I'm on for the fall season and playing as well as I can and not slacking off at all. And then into junior year, making sure that I end off with a good baseball season for junior year and just doing the best that I can and working with what I have to play well and do well and all of that.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. Jump in that weight room. I'm going to tell you, you said you were kind of keeping up with the draft and you started looking at the guys' weight, what their weights were that were being drafted. I mean, hey, there's nobody that's getting drafted that's not strong. You know what I mean? And when you show up at college, these are dudes that have been there, a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years, heck, some of them 5 years. And they've all been spending tons of time in the weight room. These are big, strong guys. And I think you're absolutely right, man. Jump into weight room. Your weight room needs to be your absolute best friend. No question about it. Hey, again, everybody that's joining, thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate it. If you have an interest in being part of this environment, please reach out to me. I'm on Twitter. I'm at now_D1. I will tell you, I think I have 1 day left in July, but we do have August open. It's starting to book up now. But we're going to continue to do this series right through the summer, and we're certainly going to continue into the fall as well. And I think it's just a great opportunity, again, if you just want to be heard and have a little extra something to help with your recruiting, this is an ideal forum to do it. So, Kay, let me ask you something. As you're talking about kind of going into your junior year, and I know the contact rules have changed a little bit, but just kind of give us a sense of what's happening with your recruiting process right now. Just kind of give us a feel of where you are, if you're just going to camps, which is fantastic, or if you've had an opportunity to send coaches emails, or if you've had travel coaches maybe kind of talking to you a little bit about potentials. And then just kind of give us an idea of an ideal college for you, not a name, but just like a large state school, small private school, if you want to go out of state. So just on both fronts there, just kind of give us a sense of where you are.
All right. Well, like I said earlier, Coach Jackson, he's helped me a lot. He's made phone calls for me. He really put the spotlight on me at a camp that I went to a couple weekends back and let all the coaches know that I was there and that I was a decent baseball player. And he actually helped me get my first offer last Sunday. So that's been pretty good. He made a phone call, talked with the coach. Coach came to see me play, and I got an offer out of it. And he's made a bunch of calls for me. He's done a lot for me. I've sent a couple of emails, and I plan on going to a couple of camps through August and October and September. But yeah, it's going good. It is a little bit slower just because of the new rule change, but I feel like I'm on pace and I'm in the right direction to get recruited somewhere and go somewhere that I'm really going to enjoy. And looking into colleges, I just want somewhere that's going to help me improve at baseball and really make me a better player than I was coming in. Good coaches. I don't want to, like I said, I want to improve. I don't want something to hold me back. A good strengthening and conditioning coach at the college, just so, like I said, I can get bigger, stronger, and faster. And a place that's good with academics, because the academic part's important. My parents have always preached that. That's a really high priority. And to stay successful in the classroom as well as on the baseball field. And I mean, something along the East Coast would be nice, but I mean, I'm really open to anywhere that I can go and play. That's the biggest thing, somewhere where I can go and play.
Hey, Kay, congratulations, brother. I mean, that is huge, big, massive news, man. I love Coach Jackson. I mean, that's so awesome to begin with, him spreading the word. I mean, and that's really what it takes. I mean, there's so many guys out there with tremendous ability, but you need to have an advocate. And Coach Jackson absolutely sounds like he's that dude. And just think about this. And I know your parents are just having a fit. I mean, think about, you know, hey, you had a coach, you had a college coach come specifically to watch you play baseball. That in and of itself is just a major achievement. I mean, that's just really, really big deal. And I know you realize that, but I mean, you're going to appreciate that so much more later in life as you just get older. I mean, that is a massive, massive deal. And then to get an offer, I mean, that's just phenomenal. You know, you start looking at the kids that are in high school, I don't know, 92, 93, whatever it is, percent of them will never, ever play in college. That is just an elite small group that ever have an opportunity to play at the next level. And to have a coach come and watch you play and then say, hey, Cade, we would really like you to be part of our school and represent our organization and represent our college. I mean, I'm telling you something. That is, you'll have that for the rest of your life, man. That is a massive, massive deal. So, yes, I would say your recruiting is going very, very well. It's absolutely going in the right directions. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. It really means a lot.
Heck yeah. So you brought up a lot of good stuff about the potential schools that you're really looking for. And I should ask you, you know, have you considered a major?
Um, I'm kind of looking into the sports medicine type major, like kinesiology, uh, physical therapy, stuff like that. Just something where I can help people, but also stay in the sports like aspect of things.
Love that major, man. Exercise science, anything right along those lines. I think that's a fantastic fit. I got to tell you, you need to be a strong biology student. That's big time work right there. You might, in some regards, you might as well be a doctor. So it's a good thing you got a 3.8 GPA because you will absolutely have to have a big brain when you're going after that. Just keep that in mind. Hey, all right, let's kind of wrap it up here, Kate. And I got to tell you again, I've really enjoyed this evening. I'm very, very happy that you've been on. Let me ask you something. If you had the opportunity to kind of hey, if you had the opportunity to talk to a kid that just came off the field as an 11U and just went 6 for 6, 5 doubles, hit one out, pitched the whole game, gave up 2 or 3 hits, was really feeling good about himself, and was thinking, hey, I think I might be pretty good at baseball. What kind of advice would you give him so that he would potentially have long-term success?
I mean, I would first start out by telling him that he's got to stick with it. If he even wants a shot to go play high level baseball or even high school baseball, he's going to have to work, and he's going to have to work as hard as he can, because I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world, and there's always going to be someone that's better than you. There's always going to be someone that's going to work harder than you, and you just have to push yourself past the limits every single day and work and work and work to, like I said, even have a shot at playing that high level baseball. It doesn't come easy. You have to work for it if you really want it.
Heck yeah, man. That's great advice. Sounds like something that you've been doing yourself. I think that's fantastic advice. Hey, Kate, again, man, I have really absolutely enjoyed you being on this show. And I got to tell you, I think you got a great future ahead of you. I think you got fantastic people that have been supporting you, really strong baseball people, knowledgeable baseball people, and well connected baseball people. And that's what you need. And then it sounds like you got a fantastic family supporting you as well. You've done great work in the classroom, got a super GPA rolling. you just got a lot of things weighing in your favor, and you're absolutely going in the right direction. So, you know what? I really wish you nothing but the best of success. And there is no doubt that I'm going to kind of keep my eye on you and kind of see what this next year brings.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure being on the podcast with you.
For sure, man. Thank you so much. Hey, I will tell you tomorrow night, we're going to take a night off. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're not going to have a show, but we will be back on Monday night at 9 o'clock. Again, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Cade, thank you for being here. And but we're going to end it right here. So, everyone, thank you and good night. Hey, let me ask you something. Are you ready to dominate at the plate this season? Blast Baseball is the #1 hitting improvement solution, trusted by more major league, college, and travel ball teams than any other. The Blast sensor attaches to the knob of any bat, providing real-time feedback with every swing. Metrics are automatically sent to a smartphone app, generating insights that allow you to analyze and improve your hitting like never before. Go to blastmotion.com and enter code NOWD1 and you will save $25 at checkout. Unlock your potential with Blast.